Hello, so today I decided that I wanted to make a video all about how I planned our wedding as a college student. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I am personally already a very frugal, thrifty person. So out of habit, I tried to kind of just be as simple and as budget friendly as I could. We had our venue that we had everything at was already we had an outside wedding, and the inside where we had the reception was it's very pretty as it is anyway. But basically why I'm saying this is because we chose to have very minimal decorations. I can put pictures of different pieces of decorations in here. But other than that, we didn't really do a whole lot of decorating. Another tip is to try, if you can, if you're creative enough, or if you feel creative enough, I should say, not if you are, but to make your own flowers. And we just went to Hobby Lobby and bought a bunch of flowers, things that we probably didn't even need to use, but we had kept the receipt so we could return everything else that we didn't have. And it was just my mom and I, we put together the bridal bouquet, the bridesmaids bouquets, the wrist corsages for our moms and grandmas, and the boutonnieres for the men. So we basically just looked at YouTube tutorials and Pinterest and did it all on our own. And then the last thing that I would say that goes under the category of being as simple as you can is I let my bridesmaids pick their own dresses. I gave them a color palette, I guess. It was a mix of different colors, and I'll put a picture of their dresses here. But I let them pick the dress that they want so that budget fit the dress and so that they were comfortable in the style of dress that they picked. They had to be in the dress all night and pretty much all day. So I didn't want them to be uncomfortable, and I figured that was probably the best way to allow for that. The next thing is being budget friendly. So what I found is that if you go to some big place to have cater your wedding, it's gonna get really, really expensive. We looked at so many different places, but we ended up just going with this grocery store that was kind of local, and they do cater, but they don't do a lot of events just because I don't think people really know that they do it. But it ended up, we got fried chicken, ribs, mashed potatoes, corn, dinner rolls, a salad. There was all sorts of food, and it was half the price per person than it would have been if we had gone with a bigger corporation or company, or you name it. We also did a DJ that was local. I went to a smaller high school, my graduating class was not even 70 kids, but he DJ'd all of our high school dances. But if you can find a local DJ instead of somebody, again, with a bigger business, that'll save you money. And then with for our cake, we ended up just getting like just a small one, like, I don't know, I think it was 2 layers for our personal cake, and the bottom half of it was actually cardboard. So it looked like it was a huge, like so many tiers of cake, but really it was just cardboard on the bottom, and then on top was 2 layers of actual cake. But we went, again, local for that. So if you can, try to do most of your things local, because that will save you money in the long run. And it's more of a personal relationship between you and the business provider. Another budget-friendly tip is to try to find your dress secondhand. I did that and I absolutely loved my dress. I got it for $80, which is like unheard of for a wedding dress. That's probably, actually, yeah, it's cheaper than my senior homecoming dress, not homecoming, prom dress. So if you can, try to get a secondhand dress. I actually went to like David's Bridal and tried on different dresses, and I didn't like any of them as much as I liked the one that I had already gotten secondhand. So yes, don't rule that out if you are trying to be budget friendly. Like I said already, we had our reception and our ceremony both at the same location, and I think regardless of where you're going to have, unless you have like a family farm, or not farm, like land that you can have your wedding at through your family or a friend or something, you're going to be spending a lot of money on the venue. So if possible, try to get it all in one location, and they might cut you a deal for the amount of time that you're having it. One big thing that I will recommend to everybody, if you have local bridal expos that you can go to, go, because through one of the bridal expos that we went to, we actually got like a really good deal on the suits that we rented. And once we hit a certain number of people that were going to be renting suits, they ended up dropping like $50 to $100 off of the rental for each one. So that's a big money saver there. And then the last thing that we did that was considered budget friendly was we actually have a friend who does a lot of things with like a GoPro video recorder. And she decided that for our wedding gift, she would, well, we kind of asked, but she said for our wedding gift, she would do the video of the ceremony and like different clips of the reception. So it's really awesome to have that on video so that we can look back at that day. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to say is, if you can, try to find a wedding planning book. My mother-in-law actually got us a book that's called The Budget Savvy Wedding Planner and Checklist. I'm gonna link that in the description, but it was such a great resource for me because it brought up thoughts that I had never even crossed my mind as far as planning goes, and it gave you a good timeline. It gives, I think inside there's like a year timeline of planning, which we had over a year, so I couldn't really, I had extra time to get some of those things checked off the list. But they have a year-long timeline and then a 6-month timeline, and I don't know if they have one shorter than that, but I think it's just a year and the 6 months. And there's different sections of the books dedicated to different areas of where you should be planning your wedding, like flowers, music, food, invitation. Like that invitation list outline helped us so much because we ended up having to try to limit it to 250 guests, which is crazy, but if you know our families, we both have very big families. So anyway, this book really helped with making me realize that you weren't gonna make everybody happy, but as long as you're happy and you want those people to be there who you care about, seeing that day with you and experiencing that day with you, that's all that matters. So definitely check out that book. And that's all that I have for this video. So if you have any other questions or would like me to go into detail about anything more that I discussed in this video, please let me know. I'll definitely try to make other videos around trying to wedding plan as a college student on a budget. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.